7 home business ideas that double as tax write-offs. Many small business owners, consultants, freelancers, and the self-employed wonder what they're allowed for home business tax deductions to reduce their taxable income. Homeowners want to get the kind of savings legally allowed for these situations without triggering an IRS tax audit. In this guide, we'll go into detail about which items in your home can qualify for tax write-offs so that you can focus on putting any profits you earn back into growing your small business. Common tax deductible expenses for a home business. To be deductible, an expense for business use of your home must be both ordinary and necessary. According to the IRS, an ordinary expense is one that is common and accepted in your industry. A necessary expense is one that is helpful and appropriate for your trade or business. Cost of goods sold. Capital expenses. Personal expenses. Cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold, COGS, refers to the direct costs of producing the goods sold by a company. This amount includes the cost of the materials and labor directly used to create the good. It excludes indirect expenses, such as distribution costs and sales force costs. COGS is an important part of your business tax return if you make products to sell or you buy products and resell them. This calculation captures production costs that wouldn't be included in any other way, and these costs reduce your business taxable income. On the other hand, operating expenses refer to expenditures that are not directly tied to the production of goods or services, such as rent, utilities, office supplies, and legal costs. If you include expenses in one category, you can't also add them to the other category. Capital expenses for a small business. Capital expenses are part of the investment you make in your home-based business, and they must be capitalized rather than taken as deductions. These expenses cover 3 broad categories: business startup costs, business assets, improvements. That said, as a homeowner running a small business and looking for tax cuts, you can decide to deduct or amortize certain business startup costs. Amortization is a method of recovering, deducting, certain capital costs over a fixed period of time. For the most part, while you can't take a deduction for a capital expense in the same tax year, you may be able to recover the amount you spend through depreciation, amortization, or depletion. These recovery methods allow you to deduct part of your cost from taxes every year. Personal expenses. For the most part, when looking for home business tax deductions and tax credits, you can't deduct personal, living, or family expenses. The exception to this is an expense used for both business and personal reasons. For example, let's say you're self-employed and you get a personal loan for $50,000. You use $30,000 to market your small business, while $20,000 goes toward family vacations. As a result, 60% of the loan interest could be used as a business expense on your tax return. Business use of the home. To act as a qualified home business tax deduction, your space must meet the requirements of regular and exclusive use and be the principal place of your business. The former means that you use the room or space to conduct business only. So, if you use your bedroom as an office during the day and sleep in it at night, the room wouldn't qualify under this definition. When deciding the amount of your home office tax deduction, you can calculate this by the simplified or regular method. The simplified method is good if you want to be spared the pain of detailed record keeping for your tax return. You would multiply the square footage of your qualified home office by the set rate of $5 per square foot. So, if your home office is 100 square feet, you would get a $500 tax deduction. But this method has a maximum allowed deduction of 300 square feet or $1,500. The regular method of calculating your home office tax deduction involves determining the actual expenses for the space, which may include mortgage interest, insurance, utilities, repairs, and depreciation. Making these calculations requires knowing what portion of your home is devoted to the business, so, For example, if 20% of your house space is a home office and your home insurance is $1,000, you might be able to claim $200 as a tax deduction. You can also deduct expenses for a separate freestanding structure, such as a studio, garage, or barn, if you use it consistently for your business. For the most part, tax deductions for a home office are calculated according to what percentage of the house space it takes up. Additional home office deductible expenses. Insurance. If business insurance, as opposed to homeowners insurance, is purchased for your trade, business, or profession, you can usually deduct the cost if you're not eligible through a spouse's work plan. Insurance can include health, dental, and qualified long-term care insurance premiums. Premiums paid for spouses and dependents can also be part of this. Money paid to employees. If you have employees, you can generally deduct the wages you pay them for the work they do. Salaries, bonuses, commissions, and some fringe benefits can also be deductible business expenses. Retirement plans, retirement savings plans for your or your employees' post-work life are also tax deductible. The maximum contributions for various plans are set by the IRS each year, and contribution limits vary by plan type. Rent. You can fully deduct the cost of renting a space for your business. If rent covers both personal and business space in a home office setup, the portion of rent used in a tax deduction would relate to the percentage of space your home office occupies. Car expenses. A motor vehicle used for your home business can be deducted, but if it's employed for both business and personal use, the deduction would be allowed for the mileage used for business only. Business interest expense. If you take out a business loan, the interest would be tax deductible. If a loan is divided between personal and business expenses, only the money used for business purposes would be a deduction. Similarly, interest from a credit card purchase can be a tax deduction for a business purchase, but not for a personal one. Taxes. With your business at home, you can deduct various federal, state, local, and foreign taxes if they are directly related to your business and its expenses. At the federal level, you can deduct real estate taxes and personal property taxes. The IRS also views licenses and regulatory fees as business income taxes. Meals. If you are entertaining a client, traveling for business, or attending a work-related conference, you may be able to expense meals for 50% of their costs, with a receipt as proof. A lunch you eat alone at your desk is not tax deductible. Business travel. If you have to travel for your work, you might be able to claim the cost of transportation, lodging, meals, and other related expenses. Generally speaking, your business travel expenses need to be reasonable deductions. You can't claim lavish or extravagant expenses. 7 home business ideas with awesome small business tax deductions. 1. Retail arbitrage. Retail arbitrage involves purchasing items for low prices at stores such as Walmart, Dollar General, Dollar Tree, and online wholesalers like Alibaba. You can purchase them in bulk to sell online at a higher price point. 2. Flipping second-hand items. Some of the best items to flip include clothing, film or digital cameras, smartphones, tablets, and other types of tech, household appliances, vintage jewelry, designer bags, sneakers, furniture, video games, DVDs and Blu-ray discs, tools and yard equipment. 3. Consulting. If you're an expert in a particular field or experienced with a certain subject, you might want to start a home-based consulting business. As a consultant, you'll be able to deduct expenses like these from your taxes. 4. Training, teaching, and coaching. Companies aren't the only ones looking for experts to help them achieve their goals. A great deal of individual people are, too. Personal trainer, life coach, academic tutor, health and wellness coach, nutrition or culinary instructor, online teacher, music teacher. Any other type of in-demand trainer, teacher, or coach. 5. Creating handmade items. Got a creative streak? It might just be the key to your next income stream. From woodworking, painting, and pottery to leatherworking, embroidery, and jewelry making, there are myriad ways you can make and sell handmade items. 6. Freelance writing, editing, or designing. As with other computer-based, home-based businesses, your freelance business will allow you to take advantage of small business tax deductions. 7. Becoming a social media pro. If you want to be the star of your own social media efforts, you might want to try becoming a social media influencer. Or if you prefer to stay behind the scenes, you could thrive as a social media content creator, manager, or strategist. In terms of small business tax deductions, a social media business can provide write-offs. Above all, income tax season, you'll be able to deduct expenses such as the portion of your rent or mortgage that covers your inventory space, a portion of your internet bill, the cost of shipping second-hand items and shipping supplies, the cost of any software programs you purchase for professional use, such as Microsoft Excel to create spreadsheets, part of the cost of your computer, as well as your smartphone if you use it to talk with clients, the amount you pay to purchase second-hand items from thrift stores, consignment shops, and the like, the cost of gas you use driving to and from second-hand shops or private sellers for business purposes. Keep costs low with small business tax deductions. The standard tax deduction is great, but for entrepreneurs, the small business tax deductions provided by their work can be even better. Whether larger capital assets or small but frequent purchases, all those write-offs can add up to make a big difference. And if you're struggling to make sense of your tax returns, we have a solution for that too. With our small business bookkeeping and accounting services, you can stop puzzling over calculations and get back to running your home business. Now, I'm going to show you a screen recording of how to start an LLC for tax deductions for your home business. Using Zen Business and then Busy, and I'm also going to review their service.